Welcome to Story Circle Toys. It's a new video for this Friday, and this video is Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars Forever, Star Wars all the time. So, welcome to all my non-Star Wars viewers. I hope you can tag along for the ride and catch a little bit of my enthusiasm. A few channel notes to begin with. I'm working on quite a few things as I get better and better at this. A friend of a channel, Richard, has lent me some new audio gear, so I am actually doing this live instead of recording the video later on. So hopefully this will pan out. I've worked out a few lighting tips and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully this will be the best produced video yet. So a couple of videos coming up in the future. The Taupo Collectibles show. I really want to spend some good time editing that up. That'll hopefully be for next week. And hopefully with next week, I've got a fan mail video. Yes, I've got some fan mail, if you count my friend Richard and my wife Jess. That's going to be my first fan mail video, and hopefully we'll release that alongside the Taupo Collectibles video. I also have a Viewmaster video that I really want to get done, as I have a whole bunch of Viewmaster stuff come through. If you don't know what Viewmasters is, hopefully this video will be a bit of a box opening and maybe a little bit of history. But let's get on to it. I've been saving up a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff that's recently come through in the mail and shopping. So let's get to it. So last Friday, after I picked up my daughter Evie, my youngest, we headed off and really shouldn't have, but we did a little mini toy hunt and we headed out to the warehouse because I'd seen some people say that new Black Series figures had come along. There's a series after the Han Solo figures, but I was disappointed that they weren't at my local warehouse. However, maybe even better is they had a whole restock of vintage collection figures. And the best thing is, none of them were trashed. I love vintage collection, but these cards do take some damage. It doesn't take much to hit the corners and stuff like that, scratch them up. So I found all three of these, and these are three figures I've really been wanting. First of all, I'm a huge fan of Bo-Katan from obviously like from Clone Wars and The Mandalorian. And this is the one that has like her two pistols, helmet, and the dark saber. Such a cool card. I was really happy, and like again, it wasn't trash. This is a cards in perfect condition. I'm really happy to have that. That is beautiful. So I've got my lovely assistant, my daughter, B behind me. So let's get it all sealed up and away. These are the cases I get from Pop Guardian. I really appreciate Pop Guardian for getting these cases in. I will drop you'll see their link in the notes for this episode. So there we go. There is Bo-Katan of Clan Cries all sealed up. So this area is going to get pretty busy in a sec because I have a lot of Star Wars to open today. This is another figure that this is one we saw at one of the at the Toy World Toy Hunt. This one does not have a security code on the back, so I'm really happy to have this. I'm a really big Andor fan at the moment after taking a very long time to watch the show. So K2SO, voiced by Alan Tudyk, is such a cool character. So let's get him sealed away. I don't know, for you fans of out of the box collectors, maybe this is painful to watch as I seal these away to keep them perfectly protected. Sorry, the audio might be picking up that kind of scrunchy sound. So let's put it beside Bo-Katan. And finally, the Mandalorian. Now, there are so many Mandalorians, but this one, I like the card. He's got the jetpack. This is the Imperial base one. I'm way behind on the Mandalorian. But yeah, I'm glad to have this one particular figure. So let's get him sealed away. But yeah, there are so many Mandos. But I'm not going to be a completist. I'm not going to search down every variation of this figure because being so popular, it's very cool. But all this stuff represents pretty modern Star Wars. I suppose obviously like K2SO kind of also represents Rogue One, which now is a few years old. So there we go. We've already stacked the score. So today's video is mainly going to be modern stuff. So yeah, pretty pleased to get these figures all in one go. Now the next one is of course Toy World, some Toy World shopping. So Toy World, when I went to the last Toy World, I only ended up picking up the Boba Fett figure. And the Rebel Trooper, Rebel Commando figure was already out at that particular Toy World. But other Toy Worlds got it in, and they dropped the price. So I picked up this Return of the Jedi Rebel Commando Black Series for $19.99. This is such a cool figure. One, it's on the kind of classic vintage collection. card for, you see it's a 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. This Rebel Commander is really interesting. This is a great army builder. Not that I'm ever going to grab a whole bunch of these, but you see it's a beautiful figure, multiple guns. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this card or take it out. One of the coolest things is he has a second face. Now, a lot of people suspect that second face, well, the character it represents, because he's not pictured on the card, is actually Rex, the famous clone trooper from the Clone Wars and many other shows. I'm not sure if that's true. I'll reserve that judgment. But yeah, this is a beautiful figure. And we'll let it I'm going to put it right off to the side because I'm going to run out of room pretty quickly. So the next one I picked up as well, and again, this was 1999, and a figure I'm again happy to have is from the Book of Boba Fett, the Black Krrsantan. This is the second version of Black Krrsantan. The first version was one that was based on the comic book character, because he first appeared in the Darth Vader comic, which I was a huge fan of. I read one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars comes from the Darth Vader comic. So I'll get to that later because hopefully I've got one of that character on the way. Again, this is good because the box isn't trash, so I'm not sure if I'll keep it in this box. Now you might notice this has no clear window, so you can't actually see the figure at all. Black Series went through a period in which they did this. Now I assume the idea behind it was to reduce plastic packaging, so it's all cardboard. You see there, it says plastic-free packaging. Now, I mean, that's a cool idea, but, as a figure collector, obviously we want our figures to be on display. So this doesn't quite scratch that itch, as it were. So I think in the end, Hasbro has gone back on that. They're no longer doing it for the most recent Black Series releases. Also, one of the unfortunate side effects is I did see a lot of posts online that what was happening is people were purchasing the figures, then opening them up, taking the figure they wanted, putting a crappier figure in there, and then stealing it back up because these are only got a little bit of tape, and then returning these to toy shops. So of course they go back on the shelf. Other people will pick it up and then find out they don't have the figure that they purchase. So yeah, that's an unintended side effect of this. Yeah, pulled them for the plastic-free packaging, but it has some drawbacks. So that's all my quick pickups. Now I have a whole bunch of stuff that I've been waiting for off Trade Me and also from our friends at Geek Gift. So first of all, we'll go to the Trade Me pickup. All right, I've cleared away some of the Star Wars figures because I have another box here. So this has actually been sitting for some weeks, looking for me to actually pick to do a video to open these up. I intended to do a video ages ago, and at the moment I'm trying to keep on a weekly track of videos. So that's why I'm doing this huge Star Wars thing. Now, I suppose as I open this up, I'd like to talk a little bit about my Star Wars love. I assume most people in this hobby have at least some passing interest in Star Wars or some passing knowledge. I can't actually remember I can't quite remember when I fell in love with Star Wars. I mean, I was born in '78, so I was too late. Even if I was aware, I was too young to obviously watch Star Wars and the Empire. But my mum took me to Return of the Jedi at a small local theatre. That's back when rural towns had movie theatre. So I went to see Return of the Jedi as a kid in 1983. Well, I assume it was 83, might have been 84. I don't know when that would have got to the Matamata Cinema, but yeah, that's truly when I fell in love. So I had plenty of Christmases of Star Wars toys, Power of the Force, and then Power of the Force back in the 90s. Now, let's see what I've got here. Now, I believe, because at one point I was keeping a track of all the things that were coming in, but I kind of lost track a little bit. So I am glad that I have opened the right box. Otherwise, I would be opening a whole bunch of Viewfinder stuff. And in fact, it is not. It is Black Series. And I've got it the wrong way around. So this was another Trade Me purchase. Now, Trade Me can be a little bit frustrating at times. I suppose that's the same with any auction site. But yeah, sometimes what happens is you hit the jackpot. Or I suppose this is a jackpot box. and you get exactly what you want for a great price. This is this entire Black Series release of the Andor first season figures. And this, well, I believe it is. I haven't 100% confirmed, but this was an amazing price because, Black Series figures retail in general for like, $40 plus. And this entire set, I think it had it listed for 100, but I did a, no, sorry, it was, I think, maybe $120. I did an offer, which is a feature that I don't know when it first popped up on Trade Me, but seems to be all the rage now, as I offered $100, obviously shipping on top of that, but they accepted, and I got all these figures. And this was pretty much directly after I'd finished watching the first season. I caught the flu or some kind of cold and spent time recovering at home watching Andor. So I was pretty chuffed to get all these. Now, I suppose the only unfortunate things, of course, these are the boxes that don't have the clear windows. Again, the plastic-free packaging. So that's a little bit of a shame, but I mean, these are very attractive. And again, I've just opened these, and they seem really minty condition. So I'm not sure if I should open them. I should, but I might leave these on the shelf for a little while. Uh, there's Senator Mon Mothma, who is one of the coolest characters, and it's just so cool that a character that had so little screen time in Return of the Jedi. And obviously, I believe her scenes in Revenge of the Sith were cut, but to see her become such a cool and strong character in Andor is amazing. Of course, we have Luffy in here, and I always get shivers thinking about his speech about what he's given up. I won't give you spoilers, but it's perhaps one of the best monologues in Star Wars, and it's absolutely nailed. Luthien is such a, I mean, all these characters. We have, of course, Val Safa, who's, of course, Mon Mothma's cousin. Another cool character. Although I didn't understand the weapon that looks like an AK-47. I need to rewatch first season of Andor. It's so good. But yeah, that's something I always thought was a bit strange. Of course, we have Andor himself as he appears at the beginning of the season. Absolutely fantastic actor. And of course, Bix Killeen. So getting all these figures in one go, there's a whole bunch of new Andor. There's coming out, I believe, there's Andor in the Sincere test pilot uniform, which I have to pick up. There's some other bits and pieces. I do need to get Deirdre as well. But this was, yeah. So sometimes, Trade Me, sometimes you get exactly what you want. Sorry, I just knocked the camera there. And this was an absolutely great case of that. So, yeah, very much in love with these figures. I don't know what you guys think out there. Should I open them? Should I keep them sealed? Sealed for a moment, because I don't think I have enough. It's easier to store them sealed. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, if you haven't watched Andor, hopefully I haven't spoiled anything. Please go watch it if you're a Star Wars fan. And if you're not a Star Wars fan, watch it anyway. I think the coolest thing for me is kind of shows that there's a place for all sorts of different Star Wars media. You can have you can have the stuff, you can have like the high adventure of a Mandalorian. You can have the really grim and gritty ness of the universe, like the Andor side of the universe. Like there's a place for everything in the Star Wars universe for whatever you like. All right, thanks for coming with me today. I'm going to cut the video here. We're going to go to a part 2, which will be out next week. So we're on to some excellent things I got from Geek Gift, including what's going to be one of the centerpieces of my collection in terms of modern figures. So catch us next week. If you enjoyed me rambling about Star Wars, please drop me a like, drop me a comment, or even better, subscribe to the channel. This is Story Circle Toys. We'll see you next week.